Hello world and welcome back. Y'all already know it is Black History Month, and this month especially we're going to be blackity black. I'm Willie Montague.
And I'm Shakia Hinton.
Tonight we're stepping past the narratives and into the consequences, the choices being made in Washington, the culture shaping our homes, and the policies touching everyday lives. Because this isn't about who's trending, it's about who's responsible. And only here do we ask the questions others won't. So you can decide what kind of country we're becoming. Buckle up, you guys. We're on a Black History train right here on Americana. All right, you guys, coming up, a shutdown standoff as immigration policy clashes with keeping the government open. Florida Surgeon General pushes to end all vaccine mandates, including in schools. We'll explore education and liberation and how knowledge becomes freedom. And we close with Lift Every Voice and Sing, its meaning, history, and why it still matters today. But we're going to dive right into this. There is a shutdown Again. There's a shutdown. The House Speaker says there will be no quick vote to end the partial government shutdown, placing blame on Democrats over demand to tie to ICE policy. Supporters of holding the line says immigration enforcement is too important to separate from funding. Critics argue essential government services shouldn't be held hostage to policy disputes. Shakia, we're going to get in this.
Let's do it.
We got an immigration problem.
We do.
But that should not cross over into shutting down our government.
It should not.
Again.
And it has.
Now, how many days did we go last time?
40 days, 40 nights.
40 days. In the wilderness.
Listen, it was long enough for people to feel it. So okay. Hopefully they come to a vote tomorrow and it's solidified and ICE doesn't get the funding that they need, and we'll continue on with how immigration should be held.
Well, I have a friend, and I'm not going to mention his name because he's in the military, and he shared how, they have to start furloughing civilian military personnel.
Really?
Yes, because of this.
Because of this shutdown?
Yes, they already had to start the furlough. He has to deliver that news. And I was like, gosh, like I don't really, for me, you guys, like my family was in the military or whatever, but that was years ago. So to know someone who's currently in there in a position where they're able to say, like, this is impactful to what's happening right now, like this is impacting it made me realize, like, DC, you got to get it together.
We have to, because the last one ended in when, like early November, right before Thanksgiving.
And then here we are,
in February.
In February. Well, at the tip of February, like we still smelling January.
Yeah.
And so here it is that people are facing this over immigration. Now, I am, as I said before, I am for ICE, but I am for the fact that if we're going to do something and fund something, just like we had negotiations before, I pray to God that come tomorrow on that House floor, because I believe the Senate already passed it, correct? Yes. That on the House floor, that our Speaker of the House is not just holding the line to make it a political showdown. Yeah. We have enough of that in our country.
That is true.
Where everything is so politicized. I know this is not part of our conversation today, but the Grammy last night was a political showdown.
Don't start your mess.
Well, I'm gonna let it go. I do not like Bad Bunny.
Don't start your mess.
But however, I think that when we have actors, who was it that said this? This was a time ago. It says basically, just dribble the ball when they told that to LeBron James. Yeah, just act. Just sing.
That's not fair.
Stay in your lane.
Nope, that's not fair.
Because when you take to the mic, they don't. I'm telling you, I don't think these people understand civic engagement or civic duties or civic responsibilities. They're just speaking to it because now Bad Bunny feel like he's the spokesperson for everyone that's Hispanic because he's getting ready to wear a dress on the football field.
I'm not finna entertain that.
But nonetheless, that's not it. But we're going here. Well, it does kind of tie into immigration a little bit.
Not doing this with you. But I do find it ironic that they have selected him to be the halftime performer for the Super Bowl, the largest sports stage in this country, and we are having an illegal, an undocumented issue in our country right now. So it's a dichotomy that I think is a bit hypocritical, where they are wanting to exploit his gifts, but not necessarily embrace his culture. So
he chose it though. He could have said no.
He could have, but he's using his platform.
He's going to use it, and I'm guarantee you come Sunday.
You don't have to watch it. You don't have to watch it.
No, I'm going to watch it so we know what to talk about.
You can turn the TV off. You can do like Kendrick Lamar said, turn the TV off.
Turn the TV off, turn the TV off.
Yeah.
He said that last year. We turned one thing off. It's only got worse on the TV screen.
I can't with you. But I do want to say I oppose ICE completely, the regime of ICE right now. Now we know ICE has been around for years and years, but the way that it's being carried out now, to me, is like the total opposite of what it was intended to be. It is now a complete circus, and it's ran by someone who's extremely incompetent. And I just look forward to the day where the Senate brings all of those personnel, the people who are behind all of this, to the forefront, and we have a Senate hearing. So that may be sooner than later.
Do you think? I mean, we don't have enough Democrat senators to pull that together.
Well, we don't, but we'll see.
And during the midterm,
we shall.
That's a good question.
Yeah.
I actually do not know this. How many Senate seats are up for 2026? It can't be half of them. I know.
No, it's less than half.
Because I know it has to be. Is it a good amount of number to make that change?
Well, I don't know about the Senate, but I know for the House for sure.
Oh, yeah. I know for sure that's getting ready
but
to be.
But even though over this past weekend there was a victory for a Texas Democrat who, if they get sworn in soon, they may break this tie of this vote if they have one tomorrow. So we shall see.
It won't be that soon. Let's move on. The Florida Surgeon General, Lapavo. Let me tell you, I was practicing this. I'm sorry, y'all. I was practicing it, but I ain't gonna tell you. I'm just gonna say the Florida Surgeon General, Joseph. Excited. So he's wanting to end vaccine mandates also in the school. All vaccine mandates.
All vaccine mandates.
So let's have this conversation. I'm actually for this. I am.
Tell me why.
I'm for it because it doesn't mean.
Are you Amish? Like what?
Might be a little Amish. Because it doesn't mean that you don't have to, or that you are stopped all completely. It's just saying you're not mandated to, meaning that now it becomes truly your choice for your family.
So why is this? Now we may go a little deep on this.
Okay.
Why are we allowing families to have a choice in this matter when choice was on the ballot for women's reproductive rights? Like, is there any hypocrisy in this to you?
No, because when does the unborn have their choice?
But we're not even caring for the 5-year-old who was just accosted last week and split from his mom.
But that has nothing to do with a vaccine.
No. But it has to do with a living child. We are still talking about a child.
And they did. They kept them warm. They fed the child
as he
while
was depressed and malnourished in a detention
But
facility.
was he depressed and malnourished from our government, or was it from the fact that the parents been on the run?
They were in due process to becoming citizens.
Well, they should have hurried up with the process.
You're not going to do this, but we're going to stick on target, okay? We're going to stick on topic today.
Yes, please don't.
So vaccines, I think it is a catastrophe waiting to happen. And here's why. If you are giving families the choice of vaccinating their kids and sending them to a public space where germs already run rampant in schools. Let's just be completely honest. So if you have a kid who is in school unvaccinated and that happens, what happens then? There could be another pandemic. Will kids not be protected? If they're not protected, then that means the teachers will then be impacted by that, and the list will continue to snowball. Does this not register?
Well, before I move forward, let's hear from our great Florida General.
Who am I as a government, or anyone else, or who am I as a man standing here now to tell you what you should put in your body? Who am I? to tell you what your child should put in your body. I don't have that right. Your body is a gift from God. Who am I as a government or any?
You don't know how to pronounce the man's name, but you clap and scream like a seal because he mentions God.
He is right. This what he's saying is true. I do not think there's going to be a problem because I know people who have children who has never been vaccinated and they are healthy children. So I think that
healthy until something happens and their immune system cannot take it.
But what were we doing before vaccines? Did we not have immune systems then? Did the immune system go away because vaccinations came?
There were a number of deaths in this country due to smallpox. That was, and measles, and all of the things. So if science was not a part of that, you and I probably wouldn't even be here, or we would be here and we would have some type of abnormal, something wrong, either to the physical eye or something that is invisible, right? So why would we take vaccines away from children?
They're not being taken away. It's given.
Why not have it be mandatory?
I don't think it should be mandatory because then you are infringing upon my right to be able to do what I need to do for my children. If I don't want my children to have a bunch of needles stabbed in their arms or buttocks, because at the sake of science, what happened to the medicine? Speaking of Black History Month, we had so many Black mothers and grandmothers that will quickly mix something up and you be good in a day. So, why can't we use our natural immunity?
We can, but I'm just really interested to see how this hypocrisy plays out, how he gloats about, who am I? I am just the man. I can't tell you what to put in your body. That's between you, your physician, and God. But that same tone, that same phrase, and that same level of excitement was not given to women a couple of months ago when we had this on the ballot. It's just really hypocritical to me.
But the thing is, I would say the same thing for that. It is between your physician, it's between God and your family. But what I will tell you is...
That's a different statement than what
No, because you got it on the other side of that. But what I will tell you is you do that and you know what the consequences of that, because anybody with any ounce of that know that that is wrong. It's absolutely wrong.
But that should not be a man's choice. That should
mankind
be
man as a
man
gender.
As in gender. That should not be.
Do we not help? Decision. Do we not help to make the baby?
You can, but at the end of the day,
we can, or we do.
Trying to bait you to that.
Wait, hold on.
You can, but no. Honestly, all jokes aside, that should be between a couple and their physician and the God who they acknowledge, if they do or if they do not. I do not think the government should have a decision to play in that type of private matter. It should be given the same type of leniency or favor that this vaccine should do the same thing.
Well, I'm happy to report that all 22 of the initiatives that was supposed to be on the ballot for 2026 amendments did not go past. So we will not have to worry about a bunch of weed smoking junkies all up and down the street, and then we don't have to worry about a bunch of baby killers.
We won't dive into that right now. We should probably move on.
We should.
Yeah.
So education as liberation, how knowledge became freedom. From Black Americans, education was never just about classroom, it was about liberation. From learning to read in secret during slavery and building HBCUs after emancipation, knowledge was power, protection, and progress. Education created leaders, entrepreneurs, inventors, and movements. The question today isn't whether education matters, it's whether we're still treating it as it is a pathway to freedom it once was. Education is very important, but what I would say, and I'm going to say this because I do support HBCUs. I don't have one to hail up Wildcats or nothing.
Hail Wildcats.
I'll let her do that.
Thank you.
But I would say I do support HBCUs. I do support things that are Black-led, despite your beliefs out there. But I would say this, though, that when it comes to education, this is why I'm very much drawn to Frederick Douglass, is because he was someone that he went beyond just saying, I'm a slave, but he saw himself free. And I believe that education allows us to see ourselves free in our mind, free in our communities, free in those ways. And I think it is tied to liberation. And if we really start, like the boys that I work with today, I had to talk to them about education because what they do now is all this ChatGPT ChatGPT stuff is allowing them to copy paste, they Googling answers. And I said, you guys, and they don't get it because I wasn't back there doing those, slavery times. So I can't even tell them, back in my day.
Yeah.
But I realized, like, oh my God, like how important education is, because we did not have a copy and paste ChatGPT, Google to go to get answers. We had to go and learn and study and process it to retain that information. But now they don't even want to retain information. Like, education is no longer like the forefront of their minds. It's like, oh, I want to be a rapper, or am I really going to use it? Now, I'm not saying that public education per se is like the end all. I'm all for private schools, home schools, or vocation training. But I just feel like, we need to do something in our Black communities about making sure that we are truly educating our generation.
I agree with you, ironically, on that. But I will say I had the privilege of attending a PWI, predominantly white institution, my freshman year of college. I was recruited there for volleyball. And then I ended up leaving there and transferring to Bethune-Cookman my sophomore year, and I finished there at Bethune. While playing volleyball still. And so I've had the chance of seeing both institutions and how they service the Black student. And I would say I got both academic excellence and leadership skills from my HBCU. Why? It was because it was demanded of me to go further and beyond what my peers at a PWI had to do. I had to get a higher grade. I had to do the dissertation. I had to study and play sports at the same time. So there was more required. There's more things that are required of an HBCU graduate than there is of a PWI, because you have to compete with the standards that, the society has for you versus what an HBCU has for you, and then what you would have for yourself. And so I wouldn't trade my HBCU experience for anything in the entire world. Hell, Wildcats. Thank you, Mary.
And I agree with that. I mean, there's nothing to argue. I mean, this is definitely a conversation, but I would say that to parents out there with children of color, that we do have to really start getting back to a pathway forward of education, because
I don't mean to cut you off, but it made me think, and I thought of you about this over the weekend, about education and how Sunday school used to be a pathway for education. So the Black church for Americans, and how you go to Sunday school, you had the Sunday school teacher who was actually the school teacher at, first grade, second grade, and she was able to teach you how to use the correct verb tense and also teach you about the Bible. We don't have that as much anymore. The style of church is different. And so I just thought about you. I was like, I wonder if Willie would attest to that too.
Yeah, I agree with that. And that's what now Sunday school has really become. Sunday school is more like, now they have adult classes and they have children class, but it's not really a class. Like it's really, and it was literally, like you said, Sunday school, but I think we've taken it now to make it like Bible class.
Yeah.
And but that's why I like the classical education, because classical education is that model where it was like a one classroom building, which I think that one classroom building that people need to get back to. It's like it was small classrooms, people was learning, and it's just we're just not there anymore.
Yeah,
and the two teachers are underfunded.
Yeah.
And then the classrooms are huge, and so it's interesting. Yeah. It is interesting. Well, you guys.
Don't you sing this song. Don't
lift every voice and sing till earth and gotcha. All right. It's Black History Month, and we're discussing the lyrics to the National Negro Anthem. I actually love Lift Every Voice. I sing it all throughout.
Do you?
I do, yeah. And I do agree. I like the fact that it is sung at the NFL. I have debated several times with fellow Republicans about the history of where the Negro National Anthem came from, and how it actually came from someone who was a Republican at that time, Black man, James Weldon Johnson.
Yep.
And so, and he was part of the NAACP in that foundings too.
Yeah.
So I know that.
I'm really shocked, actually. I'm like, oh, so you know.
I know about that. I love that. And I don't like when people try to take it away to think that it's a replacement of the national anthem for the United States. It is not. And actually, it is more to tie in the patriotism for the fact that blacks were, in the United States. And I think people have tried to separate it. And what I found out is that a lot of people did not know about this song until it became a problem at the NFL. And that's where it was. So that's where
I am actually, y'all give it up for Willie in the comments. I am just really impressed that you knew that context about the Negro National Anthem.
Yes.
All jokes aside, but I love how it's getting the attention that it deserves, not just within Black History Month, but I'm starting to see it sung at a lot of other places now. And I think a lot of us don't know the difference between the two songs. So the Star Spangled Banner is really about the banner itself, the flag that was still standing after the War of 1812, right? So you have a man who saw the flag still standing after the war was fought and asking a question. Is it still there? Right. Did we win this fight? Whereas the National Negro Anthem, it's more of a collective unison song of freedom, where do we continue to be in this country and can we survive with the hope and the unity that we have amongst ourselves? And so most people don't know the difference of those two songs. So it's not competing. One is not outdoing the other. It's just the Negro National Anthem is more of a collective song talking about hope and unison and the harmonies of you want to sing the song?
Can y'all play it?
Say the words. You ain't got to sing it.
No.
At least the first stanza.
But now you put me on the spot.
I'll put you on the spot.
Remember now.
Lord.
But I wish we would have done that because I want y'all to. I listen to it all the time. There's different renditions of it. It always comes and cycle through. But I do encourage everyone to listen to it and actually just take the time, especially those that listen on either side. Because I know there's some people that be like, well, where would I just listen to the words? I encourage it every year. I do try to put up even the rendition that has Obama in it. I still put that up.
Don't start your voice.
But in all truthfulness, we are in Black History Month, and I made a long post on yesterday.
Okay.
And the post was basically saying that we need to understand that Black History Month was never about separating us from it, but I think it's great. I think that it shows more patriotism for a country to recognize the labors that has been presented in this country on the backs of blacks.
Now, do you think that where we are politically, the climate that we're in as a country, do you think Black History Month will no longer be a thing since our current president has already removed certain laws that were in place that were, for us, by us type of thing?
Now, I know he does some things, but I think that I don't think he's going to go that far.
You don't think so?
I think it will be. Now, what I don't like is old Google. Google put a one little music note as it to signify Black History Month. And I was so confused as to...
What do you mean?
You know how every like holiday or something they change it, put like Christmas lights or whatever. So I seen this, I was like, oh, what is this music note on Google? So I hover over it and it was for Black History Month. And I'm saying, did y'all just literally just put all Black History Month to music? Like, all you think about is that we just sing and do, like, and that bothered me that that's all that they could put up on Google. And I'm just having a little rant right now that, so when y'all get a chance, email Google. Don't let them shut you down though. But that's all they gave us was one little music note.
I have not seen that.
That's it.
Okay. Well, I will take a look at that.
Yes,
I'm brought it up.
And I don't like to get offended, but that offended me.
Lord have mercy. What do you want to say about Frederick Douglass? Is there anything that you would like to read about this?
I do. I want to talk about Frederick Douglass was born into slavery and escaped to become one of the most powerful voices for freedom in American history. He was an abolitionist, author, statesman, and advisor to presidents fighting against slavery, racial injustice, and equality. Douglass believed deeply in the promise of the United States Constitution and challenged America to live up to the founding ideals, not abandon them. Power concedes nothing without a demand, and it never did, and it never will. Frederick Douglass.
I love it. We actually agreed on something today. Lift every voice and sing. Until next time, I'm Shakia Hinton.
And I'm Willie Montague.
Have a good night, everyone.